Hello DC fans, we've got some monumental updates with the DC universe, so I need you to sit down, man, because you might get whiplash like I did. I was literally in the middle of editing my video telling you my thoughts on the latest Blue Beetle trailer that just dropped, when out of nowhere, James Gunn and Vanity Fair confirmed 3 new superheroes that'll be included in Superman Legacy, and we have to talk about this right here because I did not see these 3 superheroes coming in Superman Legacy. So I'm going to break down all this information here for you guys, give you my thoughts on the Blue Beetle trailer, all of that, but I want to hear from you. Are you happy with these casting choices? How do you think these characters fit into Superman Legacy? Is James Gunn cooking, or are you like, I would like another chef in the kitchen, please? But alright, just jumping into it here, Vanity Fair here has an article saying Superman Legacy casts Isabela Merced, Gathegi, and Nathan Fillion exclusive. So right now, before I even tell you who they play, try and guess in your mind who you think they would be, because I'm about to tell you. These 3 actors will be included in Superman Legacy. They're part of the cast, and they're all playing kind of recognizable DC characters. Well, starting things off here, Isabela Merced, who is also going to be in the upcoming Madam Web movie, she is now our Hawkgirl for the DCU. If you were like me growing up watching Justice League Unlimited, you're probably already familiar with Hawkgirl. The article here does give us kind of a rundown of what we can expect from her character in the movie. They say here, Isabela Merced will soar into the new universe with the winged warrior Hawkgirl. The hero's favorite battle accessories are melee weapons, swords, spears, and maces. And Merced's 5'1" size will have her set apart from the typical comic book brawler. Now, this is unique for a couple of reasons, because we just had the Black Adam movie that I know is no longer canon to whatever James Gunn is doing with the DCU, but that featured a character closely related to Hawkgirl, and that was Hawkman. They come from a Thangarian species, sometimes being aliens, other times being long-distant relatives that were here on Earth. I'm thinking they're going to stick with the alien route, and I thought Aldis Hodge did a great job as Hawkman, and I kind of would have liked him to stay in the role, but with this new casting of Hawkgirl, I just don't know if they're going to still pull that off and have them connected. James Gunn could easily bring in Aldis Hodge's Hawkman into the universe and not bring anything with him from the Black Adam movie and just have him be a brand new character. Whatever the case may be, she's in there, and that's someone I didn't expect to pop up in Superman Legacy. I'm happy to just have her included. I can't wait to see what the DCU suit looks like and all the weapons she's gonna have. Next up here, really did not expect this, but we should have seen it coming, because James Gunn, early on when he got put as one of the heads of the DCU, he started tweeting photos of this guy, and that is Mr. Terrific. He'll be played by Gathegi, who you might remember from X-Men First Class. He was the mutant named Darwin that was supposed to adapt to any situation, but ended up getting killed off. The man is finally getting his redemption all these years later as Mr. Terrific, aka Michael Holt. Just to give you a rundown of who he is, the article does say he is not only a skilled combat, but one of the world's most brilliant inventors and tacticians, orbited by the flying T-sphere weapons he designed. Among his superpowers is his otherworldly intellect. On the sleeve of his jacket is the phrase "Fair Play," a tribute to the catchphrase of an earlier version of Mr. Terrific character, as well as a statement of belief. So really, if you don't know too much about Mr. Terrific, kind of like me, because I'm not going to lie and pretend like I'm a super expert on every DC character out there, this is kind of something new, and a lot of general audiences are not going to know who this person is. But the thing that we can keep in mind is they're someone extremely smart and are always kind of like the moral high ground person. They believe in the right thing to do. Really would have never guessed in a million years this character would be in the movie, but I'm so curious how that plays into Superman Legacy. Now, we got to talk about the next one here that probably had me the most excited out of everybody. Nathan Fillion will be playing Guy Gardner, the Green Lantern. Now, reminder, we are still getting Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart eventually in an upcoming Max series for their streaming service, where they will be sort of investigating something going on in the cosmos. But in Superman Legacy, we're going to get introduced to Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner, where they have him described as Gardner. The character Fillion will play in Superman Legacy is distinct from both of them, Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan, for being somewhat less than heroic when he wears the matter manifesting ring that gives the Green Lantern his powers. Among the rest of the aliens and humans who serve in the group of the Galactic Peacekeepers, Gardner is known as an abrasive, sometimes obnoxious presence. The role also brings a dose of awkward comedy to Superman Legacy. The character is known for his iconic bowl cut haircut, which will be part of Fillion's look in the film. I read that right. They are confirming in this article not only the casting, but Nathan Fillion is gonna be wearing that bowl cut as Guy Gardner in Superman Legacy. Things I did not expect to be part of this Superman movie. Hawkgirl, Mr. Terrific, Guy Gardner with his bowl cut. If I had to speculate how all of this will come together and how they'll be included into the movie, is James Gunn already kind of told us, and we heard about this a couple weeks back, that this movie is really about, Clark Kent going to the big city, Metropolis, and kind of becoming Superman more publicly. He'll be like a year or two into working in the Daily Planet, and I'm just assuming we're gonna see Superman enter into a world where there's already superheroes everywhere. Everybody's already established. We don't need to set up the origins of everybody else. They'll just already be existing and operating in this world, and Superman steps in as the big kahuna, wanting to go, I want to be part of this universe. So maybe these three characters represent larger parts of groups. So, Hawkgirl, for all we know, could represent the JSA, the Justice Society of America. And then Mr. Terrific could represent the Terrifics. There's a group in the comics I am aware of that he's part of that has Plastic Man in it. And then, Guy Gardner represents the cosmic side of things, where maybe Earth has contact with the Green Lanterns. I have no idea. That would be my kind of guess here. Now, in this article, they also do mention other people from the previous DC universe will be coming back here. Stuff like John Cena, Viola Davis, and Solo Maridueña Blue Beetle. We just had his final trailer debut, and just to give you my quick thoughts on that, guys, look, I know the movie does look generic. Sometimes it looks like a kind of expensive Disney Channel movie, but I am so excited for it. I honestly don't care if it turns out being generic. I like me a simple superhero origin story, and just seeing Blue Beetle in action with his suit and the transformation with like the blaster cannons, the sword and whatnot, I really am excited for the movie. I'm just worried about how it's going to perform at the box office, because I'm thinking it's going to flop. But even if it does flop, this character is staying in the DCU, because James Gunn did confirm today on Threads that yes, Blue Beetle, played by the wonderful Solo Maridueña, and a handful of other characters will continue on in the DCU. Even though the first DCU Studios movie is Superman Legacy, the first DC Studios project is the animated TV show Creature Commandos. So even if Blue Beetle flops, we're still getting that boy in this DC universe. I think if the movie's successful, we'll just give him a trilogy. If it flops, he'll just probably show up in team-up movies or random superhero films, kind of like these characters are in the Superman movie. But the last thing I want to leave you with attached to all these news is kind of James Gunn's motto for these superhero movies, because he doesn't want to fall into the Marvel trap, which I think is a good plan. Here's what he said. The new leadership of DC Studios has stated their overall goal is accessibility that allows viewers to go into any future movie and show without needing to deep binge watch research. The good news is, if you've seen nothing that we've done before, you can watch Superman Legacy, you can watch Creature Commandos, you can watch Peacemaker Season 2, and you can watch Blue Beetle. All of that, Safran tells Vanity Fair. We are trying to minimize audience confusion and maximize their enjoyment. Thank freaking goodness. You guys know, I love the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I love the MCU. But one thing that's made following the MCU easy is, I was a kid when it started. I was there when the first Iron Man came out and went to theaters. So ever since then, it's been really easy to just keep watching everything new that comes out every other year or every other month, including the Disney Plus series. But you gotta admit, there's a new generation of people out there. Other people have lives. They can't watch every movie or show that comes out. And Marvel is really determined to be like, oh, you didn't watch this 6-episode show that's connected to this movie that's going to be a sequel and a spin-off to this film? Oh, you're going to be lost for this movie, my friend. So hearing that Peter Safran and James Gunn want to make it so that, look, I know it's going to seem confusing with Superman Legacy having these random heroes, but the story itself and what we tell you, you don't need to worry about anything else. And same goes for when we make a sequel or do anything else. I feel like a good example of that are the Guardian of the Galaxy movies. They are very self-contained and only have minimal references to the larger MCU world. They can be enjoyed on their own without having to watch 10 other things before it. So yeah, this is a wild time, and the DCU updates continue chucking along. I want to hear from you guys. How do you feel about these superhero updates? Do you like the casting choices? Your thoughts on the latest Blue Beetle trailer? All of it. I'd love to hear it down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at 3C Films or on TikTok at 3C Films. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.